Prime Minister Narendra Modi, US President Joe Biden, Prime Minister of Australia Anthony Albanese and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on Saturday convened for the fourth in-person Quad Leaders Summit in Wilmington in Delaware. During the meeting, they voiced serious concerns over coercive and intimidating actions in the South China Sea. In their joint declaration, the leaders of the United States, India, Australia and Japan expressed opposition to attempts aimed at disrupting other nations' offshore resource exploitation and activities. They also reaffirmed that maritime disputes should be settled peacefully and in accordance with the international law. The joint statement, which is titled the Wilmington Declaration, seeks to reaffirm their steadfast commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific that is inclusive and resilient.
Through the Quad, our four countries collaborate and we coordinate on the issues facing our communities but the region as a whole. Through the Quad, we leverage our significant resources and expertise to contribute in meaningful ways to dealing with challenges facing countries in the region. And we ensure that we assert the view that national sovereignty is important, that security and stability is something that we strive for, as well as shared prosperity in our region.
In his opening remarks, Prime Minister Modi also offered to host the Quad Leaders Summit in India in the year 2025. In fact, he also emphasized that a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific is a shared priority and also a shared commitment of the Quad. And US President Joe Biden, one of the architects of the Quad grouping, was asked ahead of the Quad summit in Delaware if it would survive beyond November elections. The question was posed at the outgoing president, who is not seeking re-election, as he posed for a photo with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also his Australian and Japanese counterparts Anthony Albanese and Fumio Kishida. Responding to the question on Quad's survival, Biden turned around and placed a hand across Prime Minister Modi's shoulder and said it will survive way beyond November. Now remember, the US elections this November will see a Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump fight, with Biden not returning to the ring. Japan's Kishida too has announced he won't seek re-election. Now this implies both the United States and Japan are set to be represented by new leaders at its next Quad summit.
Will the Quad survive beyond the election in November?
What survive?
The Quad. Will it survive regardless of the outcome?
Way beyond November.